What's happening everyone, my name is Alex and welcome back. So Ulefone is back with another ROG device. The one that we have here today, it's called the Ulefone Power Armor 14 Pro. According to the manufacturer, this phone is waterproof and shockproof. And yes, I did have the phone in water, nothing happened to it, so it is waterproof. But I'm not so sure about the shockproof claims because the screen here is still covered by glass. And if you do drop this phone the wrong way, there is a really good chance that the screen will break. And I'm talking from experience because I did manage to break a couple of ROG phones in the past. So maybe don't drop this phone because it's also quite heavy. Inside it we have a 10,000 mAh battery, and when you pair that with a low power CPU like the MediaTek Helio G85 that we have inside this device, you can get over 15 hours of screen on time on one charge. Now the phone supports 18 watt fast charging, wired charging, and 15 watt wireless charging. So it's gonna take you about 3 hours to charge this device from 0 to 100. Taking a quick look at the device itself, well, we have that classical ROG phone design basically. So the corners we have rubberized plastic. I guess that would help if you do drop the phone on a corner. The sides are made out of metal and the back is made out of a combination of plastic and rubber once again. The phone doesn't look bad, but I don't think it's gonna win any awards for the most beautiful phone out there. At the top of the device we have a 3.5mm audio jack. That means that you're going to be able to plug in some headphones. On the left hand side we have the SIM card slot. This device can take either two SIM cards or a SIM card and an SD card at the same time. Underneath that we have a customizable button, so you can basically make that button open any app. Moving to the bottom of the device, there we have a USB-C charging port that's covered by a rubber flap and the holes for the speaker. So this is the only speaker available. I was hoping that we would get dual speakers, but no, that is the only speaker. And it sounds okay, but whenever you're holding the phone like this, there is a pretty good chance that you're gonna be covering that speaker a bit. So nothing special about that speaker, I'm gonna say. And on the other side of the device we have the volume buttons and the power button, and the power button is also a fingerprint scanner. Now as a fingerprint scanner it works okay, it's fairly accurate, but it's not the fastest out there. So it takes about, I don't know, a second from the time you touch it for the screen to unlock. On the front here we have a 6.52 inches IPS panel that has a 720p resolution. I mean, the colors look okay, but a 720p resolution in 2022, that is pretty low. Not to mention that the screen doesn't get that bright, so whenever you take this phone outside in direct sunlight, it's kind of impossible to see. So maybe not the best screen that I've ever seen on a ROG phone. Moving on to the back of the phone, well, here we have three cameras. Well, realistically we have two cameras. One of them is just used for portrait mode pictures, so we have the main camera and a macro camera. The maximum recording resolution for this device is also 1080p. These are some examples of pictures that I took around the building here. So nothing that spectacular, I'm gonna say. That video recording that I've done with the device looks, I don't know, okay-ish, I guess. There doesn't seem to be any image stabilization. So the picture quality that you're gonna get from this phone isn't anything spectacular, and you're probably not buying this phone for its cameras. And of course all the pictures that you've seen were taken on auto mode and a few seconds apart from each other depending on where I was taking them. So yeah, not the most amazing cameras out there, I'm gonna say. Performance-wise, well, this phone is definitely not a powerhouse. We have that MediaTek Helio G85 that's paired with 6 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of internal storage, and the device runs Android 12. On the Antutu benchmark, it gets a score of about 260,000, so you already know that you're looking at a fairly slow device, I'm gonna say. However, most applications that you're gonna be using on it will work fine. So for example, Facebook works fine, Chrome works fine, the YouTube app works fine, and you can even play games on it. Now, you're not gonna be able to play some of those games at the maximum graphics settings, but the phone should do okay for most applications that most people use every single day. But definitely this phone is not gonna be a powerhouse, so don't imagine that you're gonna be editing videos on it anytime soon. I've also tried the GPS unit inside it. It takes about 3-4 seconds to find your location. The device also has an NFC chip inside it, so you can make payments to the phone using Google Pay, and we also have a variety of sensors inside. So to quickly conclude this video, the Ulefone Power Armor 14 Pro is a pretty mediocre device, I'm gonna say. Now, it's not that expensive, but for the same price you can get a Xiaomi phone, you can get a Poco phone, you can get a Blue phone. a lot of phones that may not look rugged like this one, but a lot of phones that will be better for many things than this phone. So the only thing this phone has is technically that 10,000 milliamp hour battery that will keep it going for quite some time, but also makes the phone quite heavy. Alright guys, hopefully this video was useful. Thanks for watching and I'll see you guys in the next one.